Namaste, Jai Hind, and welcome to yet another conversation around Rising Bharat. We are at the NMIMS. At the outset, I would like to thank the NMIMS faculty and, of course, the administration for allowing us this. And we got a vibrant group of students, but we got something different this time around. We have with us Poonam Mahajan, career politician, former head of the Bharatiya Janata Yuva Morcha, and someone who perhaps was the first name that came to our mind when we said that we want to have a conversation in Mumbai with young, bright minds, and who can help us have that conversation. So, Poonamji, thank you very, very much.
That's nice of you. Thank you so much.
So, the conversation is around Bharat, a Viksit Bharat in 2047. So, before all the Yuva speak about how we can get there, let me ask you to first define Bharat. If you were to define Bharat today, and how would you like to define it in 2047? So, will there be a difference, and what will that be? So, वहीं से शुरू करते हैं, and then we take it there.
I define Bharat with a small explanation how we see it with all these young people sitting here. Youngest democracy in the world, the strongest democracy of the world, but the oldest civilization with it. I think that togetherness, we are the luckiest nation we could have it. And luckily we are in this time of Bharat's future, where I can see India as the youngest nation in the world. When we talk about India's journey from Bharat's journey from 1947 to 2047, the 100 years of Bharat will be the youngest nation with the youngest population. And somewhere we'll be looking at the silver economy, where all of you young people sitting here with supporting government's policy under the leadership of Shri Narendra Modi.
Okay, let me put you in the spot. A lot of them who are sitting here right now may be entrepreneurs by then, billionaires, creating jobs or working.
Making unicorns.
Yeah, and high-flying employees, CEOs themselves. We wish them all the best. So they will be at different places. PM Narendra Modi may not be the Prime Minister then. Somebody else will. How would you want to see a Viksit Bharat in 2047 if you were the Prime Minister?
That's a very tricky question to a politician to be asked, because first of all, I'm not dreaming such big dreams. What I believe as a Karyakarta, I have to work on. I'll be younger than today in 2047 for sure, with younger minds and younger people supporting. But as a young nation, and taking as many will be with us as leadership of this nation, I will be seeing a very strong nation by 2047 in the hands of these young people. And I'm pretty sure the kind of policies we are making, we are not shutting doors, because as I've said when I entered here, the Gen Zs sitting here who will be deciding the country's future. Right now the government policies are not no. The doors are not shut for anything. If there is a door, you want to crack open it, there is a window of opportunity. So the policies right now will make 2047 stronger.
So you're saying
anyone who is the Prime Minister by 2047 will be a very lucky Prime Minister, because this amazing democratic values and strength of this nation, the youth will take this forward.
Let me ask you, what is strong Bharat? What's a strong nation for you?
My name is Vedansh Rajgor. I'm a first year LLB student.
Okay.
And in my opinion, India needs to become a stronger hard power to become more respected in the world. Because if you even look at history, back when India was Akhand Bharat and it was respected, it was always when there was a strong king and India was a hard power, under Ashoka, under Samudragupta, etc. So in my opinion, India needs to become a hard power.
Hard power, yes. And the kind of geopolitics is happening right now, the way India is emerging, one of the best countries, and we are the 5th largest emerging economy, will be going ahead. At that time, we'll be also seeing a lot of different allies and different non-allies.
I'm Vrinda Baliga. I'm in my second year MPharm MBA. So what I believe, firstly, what culture India presents is, firstly, it is a mix of a lot of different religions, and there were so many types of, we had so many types of Mughal Empire was there, even Chandragupta Maurya, all of that. So a lot of history that is there in India. When the first time I went abroad, I saw that people, the first thing that comes into mind about India is IT sector. Then there is all about meditation, spirituality. So it is not something that you cannot, just remove it. That is a part of our identity, our culture, our spirituality. So that is something I do believe is a very big part of our cultural identity.
We are using AI, as you have said, India with IT sector. And my father always used to say two things very important for you guys to also understand, because he spoke about India's glorious history and now the future and the present. We are looking at the present for future. जो अपने देश का इतिहास भूलता है वो देश गुलामी की ओर चला जाता है. So we should be proud of our history. Our suffering also we have to learn from it, and this is what I see a young person talking about. And now again we talk about, my father always used to say, India is a democracy, but it's an intellectual democracy. I mean, when you go to California, you will see only an Indian putting his brain towards what is happening all around. And we should be proud of that. So IT sector is important. That's why, again, government policies are very much towards the IT. We are working, and when you talk about healthcare, you talk about education, you talk about how middle class has to go through it. We are using a lot of startups through that. We are using IT, we are using AI with startups and getting everything together for pharma sector, for your healthcare sector. And if you see it coming, I mean, you're right, गरीबों के लिए बहुत है, अमीरों के लिए बहुत है, middle class क्या? And middle class is actually strength of this nation. Of course, there are many other ways which we are trying to help them out and upgrading the system.
Do you have the entrepreneurial bug in you? Do you think you have the appetite to take risks, to create jobs rather than work for somebody? Do you guys agree when you think that India में business करना मुश्किल है? आपको लगता है? Yes. So let's understand why and what needs to change for you to say कि India में business करना आसान है. What needs to change? Yes, ma'am.
So I honestly think it really depends on in which sector you are doing business. Again, your product. If you have a product which is your A game, then it's not going to be that much difficult to do business and to start a company in India. But again, for that you really have to go through all the research properly, and then I'm sure definitely there are going to be obstacles and everything, but I still think if you really have that gist and then that surety that you sure do want to do a business in here, then it's not difficult for you.
Business शब्द आपको बहुत heavy लग रहा है. If I want to start an idea, if I want to do my startup, when you talk like this becomes much easier and it's a very young lingo to understand. Business is like 4 लोगों को ऑफिस में बैठाना पड़ेगा, फिर हमें एक ऑफिस लेना पड़ेगा, एसी लगाने का ये लगाना पड़ेगा. Now we have sharing spaces, now we have startup capital, now we have government who's supporting you through Startup and Stand Up India, where women get more different way to work on. There are a lot of entrepreneurial ideas are supported by Government of India's policies. We are the 3rd largest nation, number 3 in the world for startups. The maximum unicorns India is creating. We don't have to go to America or to maybe somewhere in Europe. भारत में बैठे हुए लोग अपने unicorn बना रहे हैं.
So that's about startups, that's about entrepreneurship. In terms of education, are we on the right path with respect to education? Or how would you want to see our education system in 2047?
My name is Arush Shenoy and I'm in 2nd year BBA LLB. Well, if I were to give my inputs from since junior KG, all my life I've been studying in India and I'm proud of that. But the problem I faced as a student, and to an extent I still do even today, is that I do not blame it on the educational institute, but the sheer number of people that are in a class, and the diverse amount of people, the diverse amount of students that are in a class, I feel that every student's potential is just being left on the table. So if there were a way in which every student was able to reach their potential from grassroots, from kindergarten, from elementary, all the way through standard 10, then college, and then through the undergraduate programs, I feel we can definitely meet the requirements of someone might want to be an entrepreneur, someone might start up start a brand new a brand new business empire of sorts. We might be able to take down the big tech giants. So I feel that it starts from the grassroots, and that would be great.
So seeding from the grassroots in terms of an education policy that identifies potential and grooms people in that particular direction.
With National Education Policy, if you children have read it, I think most of you must have read about it. We are looking at it more in a holistic approach. It's not only pad likh ke nikal jao, and as you've said, everything is thrown at the table. Now every child, his own capacity with now mental health coming in the picture, and actually we are emphasizing on mental health with competition, the way we understand what is dyslexia, we understand what is ADD, what is ADHD. So every child's potential is different, but it is a potential. So that's why national education policy, which should have come many, many years ago, has now arrived. But making that implementation will take one generation to work towards it. You're in a very reputed institute.
How many of you want to be faculty, professors? Look at academia.
I think that's my retirement job for sure. Yeah.
So I'm just saying, why is teaching or academia a retirement job? Why is it not an active consideration of profession? You believe that unless your thoughts on research and development, on academia, professors abroad, being an academic is a badge of honor, right? In our country, is being an academic a badge of honor?
My name is Samira Siddiqui. I'm a second-year law student. What I see is that, of course, there's an ambition of being an excellent professor or be a teacher. But what I would say that there's a lot of professor in our colleges, but what we look for is that someone with better excellence, someone who can teach us good. Like we have seen eminent jurists like Nani Falkewala, who was also a very good professor in Bombay University. So what we see is that they should not take their career or ambition in a money wise, like they just want to earn out of it. They should teach student, like even if the weakest student should learn out of that thing.
So you need good teachers, right?
Yeah.
You agree? Don't you think as a country we should be known for our teachers, we should be known for our academic, academia, not academic excellence, but academia.
The country which has taught physics, which has taught zero to the world, which has taught everything to this world. So we have good teachers.
Final question, what will make you turn a politician? In Viksit Bharat 2047, should being a politician also be an ambition? Prime Minister has said, I want 1 lakh new people in politics who have no political background whatsoever. They want to enter politics. What will make you do that?
The only one thing that will make me want to pursue being a politician is the trust that I probably would have on the system, that the system listens to the people itself.
Would you be the face of that trust?
Probably, yeah.
So people will listen to you? Would like to take that oath?
I would.
Maybe you don't
In
have
the
trust
future.
in me, but tomorrow you will say Arish, right?
Yes.
Yes. That Arish, I am Arish, and please trust in me because I want to change that system. You can't say change that system. I want to upgrade the system because we should not be questioning our system. हम इतने गैर गुजरे तो हैं नहीं. भारत अच्छा चल रहा है. So can we do that? Will Arish tell me, okay, maybe Poonam is not doing a better job. Will Arish do it for me? I'll vote for you, na then.
Probably, yeah.
I'm still a voter.
The only way I would be able to make or even ask for your trust is if I myself believe that, hey, I'm a politician, I can actually make change. Means the vision that I have. For example,
Now
let's
my
say,
question is, how do you will believe in yourself?
if I could give an example.
Yes.
The whole premise of my point is that I have seen government listening to what suppliers or what consumers in itself are telling the government or the agencies recently. So just past this year, there was a bill of sorts which is going to increase the tariffs on laptops, tablets and etc. Suppliers told that, hey, it is really going to be difficult, our margins will be bad. And then I do not remember who, but there was one politician in my area who actually took that matter forward, discussed it with the respected agency or the department, and they reduced it. So that kind of ignited that passion in me that, hey, if I can see that the politicians, they are actually listening to the citizens, they believe on giving importance to the matters that citizens actually face, not only as end consumers but also as suppliers, middlemen, etc. So that kind of ignites the passion that I can also
Should public
be part of
service
that
become a
change.
course? And there is the administrative service and the police services, etc. But should political service, should there be a course like that? Should you think there should be KRAs for politicians just like there are annual KRAs for employees and in your businesses? We vote for them once in 5 years, yes. But what will make you a politician?
My name is Samir Patil. I'm second year MPharm student. So what I believe is politicians should show their credibility to the public that they are eligible to be their representative. That's what I believe. Like,
What will make you a politician? What will make you want to get into politics? I'm asking you, anybody. So you would say, it's not for me. I'm not a politician. What will make you say, I want to be a politician?
the thing is only the credibility. If I'm respected and I'm able to show the credibility to public, and they are able to believe me that I can be the face of them and I can represent them in the parliament or anywhere. So yes, I can be the face of
You think you need to have a political background or some amount of leadership experience through college politics, campus politics, or are leaders born? Some are destined to be leaders, so they become leaders. How do you say? I see that lady behind nodding her head.
Hello, I'm Hitali Parmar. I'm a student of MPharm plus MBA. I believe that leaders are born actually. It is a quality that a person holds. Apart from that, I think what Sameer rightly mentioned, that credibility is a thing that people should trust you and believe, and you also should have some amount of I don't know how to put it, the trust in yourself as well.
Belief.
That the change that you want to see across the world or across the nation, you should believe it in first yourself.
I'm Shlok from second year BBLB, and what I think is, just like you said, it is not just that leaders are born. There should be people like who provoke them to be leaders, who let them speak out their minds, and that's how they get into this profession.
One suggestion that you would like to make to the Prime Minister, fix it right now. Before your term comes to an end or someone else comes, fix this.
My name is Sakshi Tomar. I'm a second year law student. I come from a very small town in MP. I am so sure that nobody even heard of it. It's called Porsa. It's a very small town in MP. So I think the policies are great, progressive policies, but the issue is with implementation, and implementation specifically on the ground level, on the grassroots level. So I'll give an example. So my father runs a school in that town. It's the first CBSE school in that town. Parents over there, they don't want to send their school children to the government schools because they don't have proper sanitation facilities. And when we put that issue forward that government schools are not proper, the politicians or the leaders often talk about government schools in great smart cities, like I have been brought up in Gwalior, so we'll talk about government schools in Gwalior. They are good, and students even go there. But when we talk about government schools in that region, in a small town like Porsa, there is no sanitation facilities. They don't have even teachers. Even if they have teachers, the teachers don't come to schools.
So what you're saying is the implementation is lacking at a tier 3, tier 4, tier 5 level.
Yes.
And in small towns, in places like that, the reality is different from what would be in a larger town nearby or close by.
And ma'am, I feel like implementation of these progressive policies will only be fruitful if they are implemented on that level.
Correct. So unless you implement at the grassroots, it's no point.
Yes,
it's pointless, because that's where the whole funneling comes upward. And right now at the grassroots level, you believe it's not yet done.
Yes, that's BJP's ideology, अंत्योदय. अंत तक आदमी ठीक नहीं रहेगा, समाज के उस अंतिम स्तर तक तो समाज आगे नहीं बढ़ेगा. So that's the ideology, we believe in, work on it. तोमर जी, आप मध्य प्रदेश से हैं. Let's take it this way. आप खुद प्राइवेट स्कूल में पढ़ी हैं ग्वालियर में. आपकी जो स्कूल है, आपके पिताजी की CBSE स्कूल, वो गांव में है. ठीक है ना? तो हम ये कोशिश अभी उल्टी करेंगे. वहाँ का जो गवर्नमेंट स्कूल है, वहाँ की जो हालात है, वो मुझे आप लिख के देंगी. मैं वहाँ पे फिर सरकार से बात करूँगी. And we'll aim in next 3 to 6 months what we can do on it. Now, it's not my state, but at least I have that capacity to talk anywhere. And let's see, you and I together. I'll give you my email ID, we'll talk to each other. I don't live that far also. This is part of my constituency. So anything we can make an implementation on. But you have to promise me on one more thing. सो ताली दोनों हाथ से बजती है. देन आपकी CBSE स्कूल में राइट टू एजुकेशन अच्छे रूप से इम्प्लीमेंट भी होना चाहिए.
Ma'am, my father is.
यू जस्ट सेड ना, माय
Yeah.
फादर सेइंग कि वो पैसे
Yeah.
से इम्प्लीमेंट नहीं
Yes.
हो रहा है, लेकिन वो होगा तो आप उसको इम्प्लीमेंट अच्छे से करेंगे. तो दोनों जगह से काम अच्छा होगा. होगा कि नहीं?
जी.
सो लेट्स ट्राई विच स्कूल यू टॉकिंग अबाउट. वो जिला पंचायत की स्कूल है, वो नगर पालिका की स्कूल है, वहाँ पे क्या दिक्कतें हैं, एक दो चार आप लिख के मुझे देंगी. सो नाउ वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट क्वेश्चंस एंड सॉल्यूशंस. सो it's much easier in that manner.
Yes.
Public politician partnership.
How would you want to summarize our conversation?
I would like to thank you, Anandji. The way you're taking this program forward, connecting with the right minds, bright minds of this nation. And when we were discussing about this idea, I think no other channel, I mean, let's not get into that, but no other person have thought about actually thinking on a positive aspect of Yuva Bharat. There's always a question raised, discussion happened, solution has not been put forward. But you, with this idea, is giving me hope that sometimes journalism, the truthful political ideology, and the strength of this nation is going forward. हम भारत के सब वासी हैं. Identity is being an Indian. And when we talk about idea of India is all about inclusiveness, being together, एंड अपना सपना भारत के सपने के साथ जोड़ के जब हम देखेंगे तो हमारे भी सपने पूरे होंगे और हमारे देश के भी सपने पूरे होंगे. एंड आई थिंक दिस जनरेशन which will rule 2047 and be the leaders when we celebrate our 100 years of India's independence, this generation will be leading India, leading our Bharat. And I think thanks to you, I could see that the nation's future is in safe hands. And I have all the requests from all of you. Start from your future, but think of nation's future too. So once you collide that, get it together, I think we can do much, much better. So we are lucky to be Indians at the right time. You're lucky to be the young nation, part of this young India's brightest future to take this nation forward. And I'm grateful to our Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who's placed that idea. I mean, foundation was laid for country. We are grateful to every leaders from 1947 till now. But the idea he's laid forward for next 25 years, what India should do, and after that 100 years, how India should evolve. I think we have that. When the idea has been laid, make the most of it and make my Bharat Mahan and make me also proud of it. Thank you very much, and thank you, Anand.
Thank you.
so much.
I think what's in it for me is a thought process. We should now start thinking what's in it for India. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.